So, in case you haven't heard, Candace Owens has been suspended from YouTube. Really? YouTube suspended her? So, they said temporarily. So, YouTube has suspended my channel temporarily because I spoke out against racial gender ideology. Here are all the clips in question. So, let's look at the clips. Like, we got you, Candace. I got you. There's no we over here, but I got you. Like, there should be a we in the total space of it, but I got you. Like, somebody has to speak up against this. So this is just wild, right?
Passage of gay marriage in 2015.
Let's hear what she has to say.
Hello and welcome. Was thinking about it over the weekend, and I think that at long last, conservatives can declare victory regarding the slippery slope argument. You know, the idea that if you give someone an inch of rope, they'll hang themselves with it eventually. 1 inch down a slippery slope, and you will wind up at the bottom, we warned. For years, liberals and educators alike deemed that to be a logical fallacy. Just because we legalize marijuana doesn't mean we're going to ask for meth to be legalized. Except that's exactly what happened. In Oregon today, as just one example, possessing heroin, cocaine, meth, and other drugs for personal use is no longer a criminal offense.
I didn't hear about that. But see, this is why we need this kind of information. This is why we not need this kind of information blocked. This is why I don't use Twitter a whole lot, and I'm using it for this show because there's things on other platforms that I can't get here that I'd like to cover with you guys, but this makes absolute sense. Yes, the legalization of marijuana would open the door, blow the doors off for other illegal and illicit drugs. Same thing with pride. The minute we start accepting gay men and women, it was only a matter of time before transgender movement was going to take the forefront, which is exactly what has happened today. That's why we're dealing with so much madness, so much craziness today, is because we allowed one little piece to get through. And now that that one little piece is through, we've all heard of Pandora's box. Once you open it, you can't close it. I don't see how there's any going back from any of this. We can put a stop to it. We can halt it, but I don't know if we can reverse it.
In cities like New York, they've even created safe indoor spaces for drug users to shoot up. Our government supplies the clean needles. So it took just 8 years to get down that imaginary slope.
I did see that, though. When I went to Seattle, I saw that on the streets. Needles everywhere. Crazy.
Conservatives 1, liberals 0. Perhaps more recent in our memory is the long-fought and won passage of gay marriage in 2015. 2 points that liberals made during that debate as it raged on over the years. Point number 1, us being gay doesn't mean we're going to make your kids homosexual. We're not pedophiles. Point number 2, all we're asking for is the right to love.
To love who? To love what? To love our children? That's what it seems like you're trying to love. Not all gay, though. Not everyone. Just some of you. Some of you.
People who are in love should have the right to marry. Love is love. And they told the truth, by the way, for about 6 months before LGB became LGBT, became what is today known as LGBTQIA. And now all they're asking for is non-gender conforming restrooms, no boys or girl signs anywhere ever, the acknowledgement that there are a minimum of 26 genders, at least last I checked, an occasional drag queen story time for biological men to be able to compete against biological women, and for biological women to shut up about it. That's all they're asking for, bigot.
I love Candace. I have a lot of friends that don't rock with her. I rock with her. I love Candace. I'm down.
Oh, and the right to talk to your kids, 8 years and younger, about their sexuality in the classroom.
Wild, right? Wild. Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, everyone the sound of my voice, imagine you walk outside and a grown adult male, I'm talking to your 8-year-old daughter or son about sex. Would you be okay with that? Like, you don't know me no more than you know your teachers of your students. You don't know them. You don't know what they're like. And we've seen enough video of these whack jobs that are online that are teaching our kids. We've seen enough. And we know full well what their plans are. And we're calling it out. But it still seems to be moving forward.
Yep. Now left-leaning politicians and advocacy groups are insisting that your children say gay in the classroom, which is somewhat confusing for those of us that grew up in the 90s who were told by those same activist groups to edit that word out of our everyday lingo. I mean, when I was in elementary school, I called everything gay, colloquially, especially my sisters. You're gay, Ashley, I would say. Oh, that's so gay. That was the cool, hip slang when I was 5.
Yep.
Until we learned that actually it was hurtful to homosexuals, even though we were never aiming the word at them. But using the word casually, we were told, don't say gay anymore. And we didn't, because it was no longer socially acceptable. And the teachers teaching that word, oh, no, forget about it.
So, wait a minute, I just saw something. So, gay people identify themselves as being gay, right? They've effectively hijacked that word, right? So now you can't use it. You can only use it in a certain light. But what if I hijacked a word like orange? I am orange. And if you use that word against someone else, oh, no, I'm stupid. Right? And if you use that word against someone else, it's offensive to me for you to use the word stupid. Right? Any other word, I could refer to myself, me and my group of friends, and now you guys can't use it. You can't use a word because I've hijacked it. Right? Gay used to mean happy. I actually used to use that word just to be different, just to expand my vocabulary. I don't want to say happy all the time. Jovial, gay, I would try to expand it like most people would. Well, at least I think most people would. But this is just wild. This is just crazy. Candace, I want to get off of this topic, but I hope you're back soon. We need you. We miss you. YouTube, do the right thing. Bring our girl back.